Auf geht's.
Off gates. Welcome to another episode of Zwei Ales und Hockey Tales mit Wally. Two ales and hockey tales with Wally. And today I am so excited to have on a Zwei and 40-year-old, a 42-year-old from St. Petersburg, Russia. But he calls Dusseldorf, Germany home. His playing career took him to Russia, Germany, Israel, and wherever the Israeli national team took him. Also playing he was a two-time Israeli champion and with Team Israel's national team in the World Championships collected 2 bronze and a gold medal. But he may be best known for his budding coaching career. In Dusseldorf, he is teaching the U15s, the Unter 15s, how to hockey. And in Israel, he is already a legend. But he is taking it to a whole new level of muck running, as his team Israel in the under 20s World Championships just took home gold, like last week. And for fun, last season won gold with the under 18s. And he is now the coach for the under 18s, under 20s, and the men's squad for Team Israel. If you got a muck running coach, you may as well let him teach everyone how to hockey. Welcome back to the shed, Evgeni Kozhevnikov. Oh, that wasn't my best
Hey,
one. I was stumbling all over my words there. Be
no,
better,
it was
Walton,
good.
you know?
It's all good. Nice. Thanks for having me. Thanks for having me. Nice to see you again.
Yeah, and thanks for making the time for me. I did have the youngest shed guy ever booked this morning, and he got an ear infection, had to leave school early, so it wasn't his day for the shed, but his day will come, right?
Of course, you're still young, huh?
And you know what? I still love this shit as much as when I started it. Once he canceled, I'm like, I want to talk hockey with someone, and then I thought of you. You just took home gold with Team Israel. How much fun was that?
Actually, it was a lot of fun. We had a good team, so the gold was like, if you can say it this way, but we had high expectations for the tournament. The gold medal was our goal because we wanted to promote to the next division. But still, you have to win first, right? And
Oh yeah. Would you say
the
you guys were the
circumstance.
favorites?
Yes, I think so. We played almost the same team who played last year also, and last year they became second, and so we could keep the team together. But 1 year at that age is like pretty much development. So it was our expectations, but you have to win first, and you have to go through it. And the circumstances were not really good. You heard about that
Well, I heard
because
so I did hear that like originally Team Israel was not even allowed to compete. And man, I was heartbroken for you and your players when I heard that because I knew you were the coach. And when I heard that, man, it didn't sit right with me. But then they did let you guys play and then you ran amok.
yes, but man, it was a couple. It was a tough week actually, and a lot of things happened during that week. Actually, this tournament should have been played in Israel, but due to the political,
Mm-hmm.
they moved it to Bulgaria, like we talked in the last chat, and they moved it to Bulgaria, and then the IHF said due to security reasons, yes, Israel could could not participate, but a lot of people were against the decision, and Bulgarian Federation said they will care about all the security reasons. So big thanks for that. And so after like those couple days and so those couple struggles, we knew 3 days before that we can go. And here
Three
we have to say
three
a big
days?
thanks.
Did you say
three
three
days
days
before the
before?
tournament.
You didn't know
Yeah,
you were going
yeah,
until 3 days before?
yeah. We didn't know. It was like 3 or 4 days. Yes, the team arrived on Saturday. We had to be there. Saturday was the first and the last practice before the tournament, and we on Thursday, like we had the green lights to go, and so
So just
a
like
lot of federation parents, players.
that would have
Yes.
been a lot to manage and get everybody ready. And so like I'm just curious, like, were you ever nervous or worried about security during the time?
No, I actually I myself I was not worried about that. I can imagine that a couple guys were, and also parents, and it was for was a new situation for me because we had like security, our own security brought from Israel, a couple guys. We had the security guys on the floor in the hotel from the Bulgarian Federation. We had always police around us when we were hitting the bus and getting to the ring and back to the hotel. So the situation for me it was new, but for most of the guys, they had similar situations in other tournaments too. For example, last year in Turkey, there were also a lot of security, but like there was the first meeting maybe with the team where we were talking about those things and we were trying to leave them by side, like not to focus too much on them, focus on the game we love, focus on playing hockey.
Yeah.
And
making your country proud, right? Like that's a big win for you guys. To go through what you guys went through to get there, and then to get there and do it, that's special.
Yes, for sure. And were like a lot of attention from Israel and also from other countries. So there were a lot of newspaper articles and interviews on TV and all those stuff. So a lot more people in Israel realized there is a national team in hockey playing and like playing for Israel, defending the star of David and do it successful, And what we had always the right answer. We always the right answer, and it was good. It was fun. Yes.
You must be really proud of your team.
Sure. Yes. Of course. I mean, once again, thank you for all the supports because, like you said, 3 days, a lot of things to manage. A lot of parents like buy in, the teams and the players themselves took the trip because a lot of them came from the US, Canada, and all over the world, Germany, Czech Republic, Sweden, and like it's a long journey. And I'm really proud of those guys because they dealt with the whole situation and still delivered, on the ice and executed and played hockey. And actually, like we had, like I said, we had. Now I've seen all the teams and we played all the teams. We had the team with the most talent on the team, but like to grow together within a couple of days and to have the same goal and to work for that, and it's tough, and they did it. And I'm proud
and to do it for Israel, right? Like that is to play for your country is special. I mean,
yeah, of course.
Mm-hmm. So I did see on that squad, a Michael Levin. He's playing in the OHL in my neck of the woods, and that for the Niagara Ice Dogs. And in that tournament, in 4 games played, he had 9 goals and 8 assists for 17 points in 4 games.
Yes, he is a great kid with a bright future. I hope he just has to keep going. It's always It's always nice as a coach to have those guys on the team because he's a real game changer. He is a real game changer, and yes, and all the other boys are looking up to him. And if he is on fire, like it's really helpful for the other guys because you get some confidence. If you have guys like him on the team. And he also set up some other records, not only in this tournament, but if you see like past tournaments and the points he scored also in the last tournaments, it's unbelievable. He's a great kid.
Well, it's awesome. He's a great kid and doing great. And I think in hockey, when you have the best player or players on the ice, it can give the coach confidence, but it also gives the players on the ice confidence, right? Like we have those guys.
Yes, of course. Yes, of course. And he is, and like he's the guy. He wants to be out there in all those situations, no matter if it's PK, no matter if it's power play, and no matter if the game is close. But he wants to be there.
He wants to be the guy. He wants to do it all.
Yeah, he wants to be the guy. He wants to do it all. He wants to puck. He is, and it's great to see him. And he will be also. I hope I'll see him in April also in the men's team. I hope he's going to make it, and his team will let him go in April. I don't know if the playoff is in the OHL running, but it's fun to watch. And
one day if OHL would have to be done for him to come, right?
Yeah, and one day I hope when he is playing somewhere in the NHL, I can say, "Hey, I coached this kid." someday. I teach him everything he knows.
Yeah. No, but that honestly, that is my favorite thing of coaching, is to think of what could come from my puppies, I call them. The kids I'm raising right now, my Canucks, I do have some players where it's like when we go into a game, it's like, well, I have the best defenseman and I have the best centerman and I have the best winger. And it's like, come play us, you know? And I can't wait to see what those kids do. And I will use all my contacts to help them go wherever they can go, because they're great kids, they're great leaders, and I would love to see kids I coach go do great things, right?
Yes, of course, and yeah, and also he had a lot of pressure, of course, because he was obviously the star player of this tournament, and because he played the OHL, yeah, and then you might have to say his other brother, David Levin, was the first overall pick in the Ontario Hockey League back in the days,
And he
his
played for
father,
Nottingham in my old honey hole. He played in the UK,
yeah,
right?
yeah, he played last year. Yes, now he's in Romania and this week and playing in the
I actually checked him out when the research team got hot, and that kid is running a muck of that league.
Yeah,
He is
yes,
having a
yes.
time.
He's having a great year, and I hope he just keeps going. And but when you have an older brother who's also very successful in things he's doing, and he's watching the games, and it puts some pressure on your shoulders. So, and you have to deal with it too. And he's doing it great.
Well, a lot of times, I mean, the younger brother can have even more fight in them, right? Because they see the older brother doing it, but they also grew up competing, and he was always the little guy trying to keep up, right?
Yeah, I don't know too much about their connection, but yeah, sometimes it's like this, and I know they're like really close and talking about hockey a lot and supporting each other, which is also great to see. And yeah. But Mike was great in the tournament, and of course he is one of the reasons why we were successful.
Yeah. So how did the tournament go then? You played 5 games. It looked like that kid only played 4 of them, I saw. Did you have what was the closest game? Because is it just a round robin, right?
Yeah, it's just a round robin. The closest game actually was our first game. New Zealand, we played New Zealand. It ended, we won by 2 goals, I think. It was 8-6 or something. And for us, it was, like I said, it was the first game. 4 our players were missing their equipment. The first practice, Mike was one of them, actually, and they just get their equipment 1 hour before the game. So, and it was kind of shaky start, but like I said, the guys were really hard, and they bite in, and that was the key to the success.
So someone told me I cut off my guess too much, but sometimes if I don't ask a question when it pops in my head, I forget what I was going to ask. As a coach, okay, Levin's your best player. He's the player. He's going to be the guy. If his equipment's not there, are you going to not play him, or are you going to take someone else's equipment and put it on him?
No, we were not going that far, but we were checking. Of course, we were checking not only for Mike, but also for other players. We were checking other possibilities to get him to play. Of course. But but as a coach, you can't focus on those things also too much, because if a team is missing one player, even if is that good as Mike is, you still have to play this game, and we still had the talent and the scoring touch to win this game, like we did. We had one game Mike couldn't play because he was suspended, and still the team won. Won in a great way. Probably we could have scored like 1 or 2 goals more, but still, and you have to focus on the whole team, not only on one player, even if he's that good.
I agree. I was just curious. It's like if you have, I don't know how many forwards you have, but it's like if there's a guy that doesn't play much and he's about the same size, it's like, well, if I was that guy that didn't play much, I'd be like, hey, Mike, take my equipment, you go play, because I want to win.
yeah, the guys would probably have done that for him for sure, but
But they didn't have to, so that's good. But I totally get what you mean about when you're missing players. It's like, well, it's time for other people to step up. It's like some of the one of the players I was talking about that is awesome and can go places in hockey, and he's the right kid to do it, the right mentality, and he was missing games. He's missed a bunch of them, and our team kept rolling. And it's like, well, if he's not there, then you get to do this, and you get to go out there then. And it's like, you get to play with them now, and it's a team, right? It's like each game's a little jigsaw puzzle as a coach to be like, okay, so how with the guys, with the pieces I have now, how am I setting this up to beat them, right?
Yeah, and I have to say also, sometimes it's you have a different situation, but that tournament we had like really four like really strong forward lines, like really strong. Like you could, and we mixed them up every game as a coaching team where we felt someone was better today, and like we gave them more ice time to play. Someone wasn't reaching to a certain limit, so we didn't, but we didn't bench anyone, but give them a little less ice time. So actually, like we still had the quality. And,
yeah. So and I always say depth wins championships. It sounded like you were a deep team.
Yeah, forward wise, for sure, we had only 6 Ds, and one of them was ill, so we moved our captain. Actually, we moved him to D because he had the best skating ability, and he was very responsible. And and we felt like that of course, he wanted to play forward too, but he stepped into this role and took it for the team. And and
that's what you need. That's what you need. So, as a coach, I screwed up this year in under 13. Me and my co-coach, we had a deadline to have AP players, so like kids we can pull from the other concurrent teams to play, and we only have one goalie, and we only AP'd one goalie. And it's like, well, if that team plays the same day as us and our goalie's sick, we're not allowed to call anyone else up. And it's like, I could have AP'd the under 11. I could have AP'd another house league kid. And it's like, I needed to have other options. And yeah, tough bounce as a coach. You live and you learn though, right?
Of course. But for us, everything worked out, and we're pretty happy because like it sounds always easier as it actually was. But we also were dealing with couple of things. We had also, probably you have seen this kid Nikita Zitzerman. He was only 15, but he was one of the best scorers on our team, and I think even of the whole tournament. And
he's only 15 in the under 20s.
Yes.
So he's going to be a player.
Yeah, but it was for us. It was a tough decision. We didn't actually know if he would make it, like because all the other guys. But he was strong and he was good. He scored very important goals, and and it was fun.
Scoring important goals is a thing, right? It's interesting for me coaching now and seeing hockey a different way. Instead of a player, it's interesting how a lot of times it's the same people that step up and score. When it's time to score a big goal, it ends up being the same guys. I have this Dalton kid. Start of the season, I wasn't really noticing him. And man, he's the most improved player on our team. And every time we need a big goal, he's around the net. He's there and he's just putting them in all over and over.
Yeah, I mean, it's of course it's hard work, but I think it's a talent too. It's a talent. It's just being there, to being ready on point, and to have the will. Like it's
the will when it's crunch time. There's certain guys that step up. Yeah. So I haven't really looked up my notes yet, but I usually would get into how we know each other right off the hop. You were just on not too long ago, episode 334, and my word, were we famous in Israel. We were number one for like over a week straight, man.
Yeah, it was great. Longer than my brother, huh?
Yeah, well, longest time I've been number one in Israel. And I'm pretty sure when we had the group chat with Bushbacker and Jesse, and your brother, I don't remember actually getting to number one that time, but man, we were number one for over a week. And like, people probably don't understand what that means to me here. It's just me, a country boy in Canada that was out of the game, fat and depressed, missed all my friends, and then I get chatting with guys about hockey, and I'm having the time of my life, and I'm having so much fun. But then all of a sudden you start feeling how small the world is, and how I do have friends in a lot of places after my hockey career. And when you see something like that from talking in my shed in Kincardine, Canada, that we're #1 in Israel for over a week straight, is like, it's just the neatest thing ever. You know?
Yeah, it was great. I didn't expect it as well, but it was great, and
Well,
you
you're
know,
pretty
like that
much the
was
coach of every kid in Israel, under 18, under 20, and the men's team. We pretty well got her covered.
maybe that's this, but like I said, it was in the summer. There was a summer league is going on, and now if something good happened with all this stuff with the IHF, is that like bad promotion is also promotion, and a lot of during where we didn't know if he could go, there were so many people coming towards me, towards my brother, and towards all the guys connected with Israeli hockey, and talked about, oh, there's hockey in Israel, or like you play championships and all this stuff, and so like
So
it
it's gotten
grows.
it out there that you guys are
Yeah,
like, that there is a team, and that there is a team Israel that wants to play in tournaments, and then it gets people behind you, right?
yeah. So of course, and I hope that this kind of hype still grows, and now we were successful. We had the gold medal. There were a lot of TV shows in Israel and newspapers like writing around about those events, and I hope that it gives us also like a certain push to, and just
Well,
we can keep going.
I honestly, I mean, I got the background of Israeli hockey, talking with your brother in the shed. And for folks that haven't listened to that one, he was my teammate in Hellbron, and great guy, captain of your men's team. I'm hoping you're not going to strip the C from him, but uh,
Oh no.
you guys are pioneers of the game in Israel. Like, you really are. Like, you've gotten it off the ground, and what I say is, like, winning takes people places, and winning and getting better. And then all of a sudden people start talking like, have you heard of this team? Have you heard of this Levin kid? Have you heard of the 15-year-old you're talking about? And it's like, winning does that. Winning gets people places. It gets people talking of, why are they winning? Who are these people, right?
Yes, of course, and also like we as coaches are growing, and we talked on the last chat about also some guys now. One of my one of my assistant coaches was the guy I was coaching with the last year in Iceland, and now in addition we had Nikita Lukin. So this guy won the Gagarin Cup in the KHL, and he was my assistant coach. And we were, of course, during this week we as coaches were talking so much about hockey, so much about what we can do, and it's a kind, it's a kind of coaching school, because you can learn so much. He's a young coach, but he went through it all. He played with Ovechkin and Backstrom on the same team. You know what I mean, in
Yeah.
Moscow, and maybe for a certain amount of games, but still, you can learn from those guys, and it's a great experience for me as a coach, but also for all the guys who are on the U20 team. I don't know if they really realize
Who
how
their
good
coach
this
was.
guy, who
Yeah.
the coach was, but still, like, and all those things you can, these little things, and it's a lot about the little things, in hockey and life,
The little things
and
are the
all the things.
biggest thing, man. And I
Yeah,
honestly, what you're hitting home with me, because I like to have coaches on here and pick their brain and try and get things. And yourself, you sound similar to me. I think you can learn from everybody. You can even
yeah,
learn what people are doing wrong by watching what they're doing, and you just try to do the best you can. But when you're saying, like, the boys didn't know really who the coach was, maybe, and like that he was a KHL coach and had played with those guys, I think it's hilarious that I'm now coaching an age group that are old enough to have Instagram, that some of my players have started following the shed on Instagram. and they're seeing like who their coach actually is, because I think they actually just thought I was a short fat guy. And now
No,
they're
no.
seeing that I actually played hockey, and they're like, oh,
Oh, you know how to skate? This guy knows how to
oh yeah,
skate.
I let them know in a couple practices.
Yeah, sometimes you just need to have like a good slapper, like slapper, hit the
Yeah.
post or the bar, and then the kick the wall. Okay, you should listen to
Every once in a while, you got to show them what's up.
that. Of course, yeah, of course.
But it's fun stuff, this coaching, and man, it's you must be having a time, because you're also in between practices right now. We're in a time crunch. You're coaching under 15 in Germany, it says on the for the research team, but you have 2 practices tonight. So is that 2 different teams?
No, the next I just came just from practice from my team, and tonight I'm stepping on the ice myself. Once a week we skate with the guys. Like it's kind
Oh,
of pick
you're
up
going
game.
out to wheel around and make plays.
Yeah, I'm gonna try at least. I
You
don't know.
know that shed guy, Brad Burham, said that because I mentioned you looked a little hefty when you were playing. He said like you had everything you needed, like you were a player, and you know,
But I was a lazy.
me too,
As
me too.
yeah, but you were like, no, yeah, I know. Brad is always telling me this, and but no, now it's too late. What are you gonna do?
No, but now you get to
I
all the
wish I had. I wish I
knowledge you
had the
have.
brain. I wish,
Yeah,
yeah. But
wow,
still, I mean,
it's the
I'm trying
same
to
for me,
share.
man. It's the same for me. When I went to the AHL, they told me that like they didn't think I was in good enough shape. And it was like, well, that was my chance and I wasn't ready. And it's like, now if I can teach the next people coming up, it's like you get one shot at this. Like you get one shot when it's time, and you have to be ready for it. You know?
Yes, that's it. That's the good thing about this, because like if you made this experience yourself, you can teach your kids to just to enjoy the time, and
Mm-hmm.
to be ready for everything. And if you have a dream like playing NHL, playing pro hockey, whatever, or
Chase it.
wherever, yeah, chase it, and just be ready. You
Yeah.
never know.
And that one thing I always say is it's like, well, you never know who's watching. Like when you're out there, go out there and be as good as you can be every time, because you don't know who's watching. And it's like there was one day I show up at practice and the ice was open when I got there, so some of my kids were already on the ice. But like then I see my horse on D, he has pucks and he's practicing walking the line and shooting it. And I took a little video, and he never saw me do it. He wasn't following me then. And I posted it and I said, you never know who's watching. I said, it's what you do when nobody's watching. And I posted it, and it's like, well, you don't know who's watching when you're out there practicing. So like, go out there and be getting better, right? Because then I could post that look at my horse getting better on his own. I don't even have to be on the ice coaching him. And he wants it. He wants to be better, you know?
Yeah, that's the point. You have to want it, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the guys who want it, they actually get better and better. And what I will also tell all the kids is, like, the best players in the world, they are not born the best players in the world. There's a lot of hard work in it, and to stay on top, to be top, to stay there, and
Yeah.
work ethic is something you have to learn also over years. And
Work ethic's a
I
thing.
didn't have it. I
Like,
didn't have it.
and you
I
know
didn't
what?
have it.
There were times, yeah, like there were times where I really did have it, and then there were times where I didn't have it as much. And, um, your play would reflect how into it you were away from the rink, at the rink, all of it, right? And to me, why I try to make hockey fun for my kids is I want them to want it. I want them to want to be there. I want them to want to be the best player they can be. And I think when you enjoy the sport and have fun when you're going there, you want it more. The times I probably wasn't wanting it as much as when the coach didn't make it fun, or we were losing, and we had a bad team chemistry. It's like when you want it for each other, you can play so much better, you know?
Yeah, sure, 100%. I totally agree. And And the point is like the definition of fun. Like winning is fun, but
Winning is fun.
winning is fun, but to
But
get there, it's not always fun.
right, and you got to go through some stuff that's not fun to have the fun, but you can also have fun and work hard too, right? You can do both on the way there. You can try to, but there are things that get in the way of it, of the fun.
Yeah.
I got a random question for you. I don't even have to look at my notes for this. Does Team Israel, when they warm up for a game, do you guys play two-touch?
Yes.
Hockey's
But
hockey,
I
baby.
tell you one thing. I played like I still got it.
In
Two-touch, I
two-touch?
still got it.
Yeah.
Yeah, we are like last week with the guys. I played one game.
Yeah, you
And
did.
they were probably going hard on me. Like everybody wants to kick out the coach, but
Yeah.
I was like, I was with maybe like last six. I don't know, like something last
Hey,
five.
hey, that's not bad. That's competing. I love two-touch, man. I miss it. I don't know if I still have it, because I haven't got to play in so long. But you know what? I bet you I do.
Yeah, but like it's all about those those things, like those skills you have it for your lifetime. It's a lot about talking. Also, two-touch, it's a lot about talking.
Well, and it's competing too, right? Like when there's good players out there, you got to get them.
Of course. Or you just, those guys who just stay away
Yeah, they try and wait till the end. Yeah, they try to hide. Bunch of bitches.
Oh, yeah.
Oh man, no, I'd love to mix it up in a game of two-touch with your fellas. That'd be fun.
No, they play two-touch. They do. It's actually it's fun, and when you don't have too much time for team building, for like you didn't have the camp, you didn't have things like this. I think two-touch is also like a great thing to
100%.
have the team together. And from what I've seen, everybody, like the whole team was playing. Like not only they were not like it's great.
That doesn't happen often when you get a whole team, because there's always those weirdos that like jump around and run around and do that stuff, and it's like, man, I think two-touch makes you a better athlete. Like it makes you understand you can I don't know, I could mix it up with the Germans, the British. I could play two-touch with anybody.
Yeah, I would go so far as say two-touch makes you a better athlete. I think if you're a good athlete,
Yeah, then I'd own you.
Better two-touch player, but it's definitely a fun game, and it's nice to see guys like it's nice to see guys playing it, because we had a great time playing two-touch back in the days with my teammates, and it's definitely fun. Good memories.
It is good memories, and that's the part that can make hockey fun. And I was talking to someone the other day. It's like you show up at the rink, you play two-touch, you're like, haha, let's have fun, blah blah blah. And then as you get closer and closer to go time, everybody gets more tense, more quiet. It gets more serious, and then come puck drop, everybody is like game face, right?
Yeah, of course, yeah. And there was also one little thing which for me I found it nice from a team. I wasn't expecting that, but we had one day, I don't know which game, we had late game, like in the day after the game, we had a day off, and we had the first practice. So we were at the hotel probably 1 at night, and we had to go to practice 7 in the morning. So with the coaching staff, with the coaching staff, we canceled the practice. Mm-hmm. And the most guys were like, "Oh, come on, really?" And we had kind of apologized in front of the players and said, "Guys, you need to rest. We have still like couple," but they were like hot, they were like ready to go, and it was, for me, it was a good sign. So the most guys, we want to go on the ice. We want to be there together as a team, because actually those guys do not have too much time together on the ice, and they enjoyed it, and it was a good sign for me. But we still
that's awesome. Yeah, no, I totally agree with you. We had a snow day or something for schools, and I'm working, but one of the moms says, I booked the ice today, middle of the day. And man, my whole team went. They played a game of shinny. Instead of sitting at home, they want to play hockey, right? And they went to the rink and played hockey in the middle of the day. And that one of the moms stepped up, because these kids want to play hockey, and I think that is the recipe to success. When they want to do it.
Yes, and that's yeah, of course. But for me, when you spend only like a short amount of time with the team with those kids, it was like really where and we had like two hard games. Like we played, we obviously won both games. We had like still two tough games to come, and for me it was kind of like a sign. Yeah, I think we'll do it.
Well,
That's the
you
right
have to have the
attitude.
juice for the games. You have to get your
Yeah,
sleep and your rest. And we have
yeah,
the same situation coming up as we're the end of our regular season. We got 3 games and 3 nights, and we had a practice booked on the Monday. And I'm like, we're not doing that. I'm like, and then a couple of the other guys were like, well, maybe they could just go and we make it easy. And I'm like, no, we're not going. Like, no,
no,
in any league, anywhere I've ever played, you don't play 3 games and 3 nights and then practice the next day. Get better and get ready for the real games, because then our real playoffs start right after that. And it's like, no, we're not going to get better by going there. I know you
yes,
want
and
to, but no.
yes, and and in the tournament it was also like you have to get to the rink, you have to get there like an hour before the practice. They have to warm up, and then you have a practice, and you have to get back. So you spend actually on the practice, you spend like 4 or 5 hours,
Yeah.
and it's half a day, and if you have a day off, you give them time to relax. It was
Go
definitely
enjoy being a hockey player, right? Enjoy your day
yeah.
off. Sleep in,
Yeah, but
eat
we
lunch.
couldn't really enjoy the day off because we didn't have the possibility to go somewhere around the city due to the security reasons.
Right.
We couldn't do this. We brought these guys to like there was a big mall or something where they were like they bowled a little bit or
Where in
went shopping.
Bulgaria were you?
Yeah, Sofia in Bulgaria. It was Bulgaria.
What city is it?
Sofia, the capital.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't know much about Bulgaria, and that's what's neat about the shed is all the different countries that have listened, and like I really don't know much about the places, but it's neat that people listen to me
Yeah.
talk there.
And actually, funny thing also was the coach Bulgarian from Team Bulgaria. It was Derek Eisler. I don't know, probably maybe you heard this name. He was a former San Jose Sharks development coach,
Really?
and he was also my first coach when we started to play. Me and my brother, when we started to play for Team Israel, he was my first coach, and he coached also a couple of guys in the U20 and U18 back in the days. So it was fun to hang around with him because he's a really nice person and a really hockey fan, and he knows a lot. He's
And he
been
was
around
coaching
a lot.
Bulgaria?
It was coaching
I
Bulgaria.
honestly, I've got to know a couple of coaches I'm up against this year, and one was just at my daughter's tournament. We were at the same hotel. His team's there, my team's there with the girls, and our sons play against each other, and we coach against each
Yeah,
other. And we had beers and chatted about our teams and talked about our games. And I think that's hockey. It's like
yeah,
you win, you lose, you go out there, you muck it up, you do your best, and we can chat about it all after because it's a game, you know?
yes, of course. And for me, it was like he was my coach on the national team, and so like I respect him a lot, and I
Yeah.
respect him a lot for many other things also because I learned a lot from him, and like he's a great person. But of course, it was still fun, like beat him, like on the ice and
Oh yeah.
to be on the
Yeah.
on the right
Winning
end,
winning
to
is
be on the
fun.
right end,
Yeah.
to be on the right end after the game. But still, like I was really I didn't seen him since maybe 2017, and now it was fun to meet
Seeing
him.
old friends and people you looked up to is fun, and that's exactly what I'm into in here. Yeah. So that tournament, when I look at which you need to send me new poster pics. You've sent me two. You got the one where you got the trophy, which isn't a cup still, folks. Make it a cup so people can drink out of it.
Yeah.
But you weren't even hardly smiling there. You didn't look like you were smiling.
Actually, it was the last day of the tournament, and
You were
it's
tired.
around.
You're
Yeah, I was tired,
tired. You couldn't.
and it's a round robin, so you don't have a final game
Right.
where you like can fire it up.
Mm-hmm.
And we after our fourth game, we already knew we were like the fifth game was not
Didn't
we
matter.
couldn't lose anymore. Didn't matter. So
That's
and
a different feeling going into then, eh?
yeah, it's kind of a different feeling, and and still you kind of, if I had the time, and you still start kind of like reflect on the tournament, because of course we won, we reached our goal, we were all happy, but still there were things didn't go well, there was things still we can improve, also looking forward to other tournaments. And it was late in the night, and
Yeah. Your brain
and
was still,
I'm
yeah, you're always trying to
yeah.
get better. I feel like you're a lot like me though. I bet you get really invested in these people you're coaching.
Yes, of course. At least I'm trying. I don't.
Yeah.
At least I'm trying. I don't know. Other people should judge me for that, or or not, or like. But for me, it was kind of like just I was pretty much happy. I mean, but on the other hand, like it puts a lot of pressure on me. Like, because if you bring gold home every single time,
Yeah.
like
You raised the
then
you got the bar set pretty high right now.
yes, yes, yes. I thought about quitting. No,
Oh, you're having way too much
no,
fun. I can tell. But yeah, then I love team photos of when the team just won and the team photo you sent. I'm putting those two on your poster, whether you like it or not. But you're gonna have to send me new poster pics because this isn't your third time to the shed, but that team photo of you guys, I mean, the boys are just so happy, and I love seeing people win shit,
yeah.
Yeah.
I said I definitely will. I don't have too many pictures, but I will send you some
So
pictures from the
what's going
tournament.
on with this U15 squad then? I got a few questions about that. How you guys doing this year? The German team, the
The German
Dusseldorf
team.
team.
Yeah, we are like, on the one hand we're doing pretty good, because our players are improving, and that's the main thing. And I never would tell the kids, but for me the main thing is that if you see the improvement, and you see the guys who are buying in,
Yeah.
who are, like they get better and better, and then, like, it means for me we're doing a lot of things right. But we had were a little unlucky. We had some injuries, and so we could be better, but we still have good chances to play for the, like, German championship this year.
That'd be
So we
pretty
still,
sweet.
yeah, and we still, like, we have 4 big games coming up, not the upcoming weekend, but the weekend after that. And yeah, there will be real big games, but we have, like, really good chances, and we have
Yeah.
great talent on the team, great kids on the team. And I hope we had a tough January, but we had a lot of games. They're pretty tired right now, but I hope that then this weekend the most of them have off. So I hope they, like, get their shit together still in
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
and
Yeah. And well, you would have been gone for a bit for them, right? Like how long were you gone coaching Israel?
I've been gone for around 10 days, but in Düsseldorf, I'm the assistant coach, so our
Okay.
head coach was there. It's Patrick Buzash. He was also played DL for 10 years. The other assistant coach is Marian Bazani. He coached DL teams. He coached in Switzerland. He coached in Slovakia, and
So you guys got a
coached.
coaching squad.
Yeah, we have, like, and but actually next week both of them are leaving with the German national teams. Patrick, the head coach, is leaving the U19 squad, and Marian is going with the men's team for the tournament in Slovakia. So,
Yeah, you guys got a
but
coaching staff then.
yeah, we have, yes, but it's also like it's experience, because they go somewhere for the tournament, they come back,
Eh,
they're fresh, they have
They
energy, they have seen new things, they're telling stories, telling things about, like,
or what
how
a
to
team
improve.
did. Like you see different power
Yeah,
plays, you see different penalty kills, you see different breakouts.
yes,
I'm the same. We went and watched an OHL game, and I had a power play breakout set up, and then I watched them do it, and I was like, oh, so that guy doesn't have to stand there. He could go anywhere, and then that would do that. And I was like, okay, we got to switch this tomorrow.
yes. So you get, yeah, so you definitely you get new impressions, you get new energy, and that's great. I mean, and while I was gone the week, we had also a big tournament in Mannheim, and actually Misha, my brother, was helping me out and went with the team. and he had also a lot of fun, and the guys loved him too, and
Oh yeah.
hope getting him into
Genes are
coaching.
a thing. Yeah, I think he should get into coaching. I think Shed guys should all be into hockey, and your brother and that's how we got to know each other, is how great of a dude your brother is, and he's a legend in Israel too, and he should get into coaching because he's the type
Yeah.
of guy you want teaching people how to hockey.
Yes, he won, and he will be on the bench in the U18 tournament in Spain, like in March. We will go with the U18. It's going to be a tough job because, like last year, we promoted. This year, the division will be much harder, but still, we have. I hope we get a good squad too, so we
Yeah.
can compete.
So in under 18, you're going to Spain?
Yes.
Man, you're traveling the world doing it, eh?
I will not get to see too much of the country, but
No.
nice destination, eh?
Yeah, I get, yeah. But then you also coach the men's team, and where's that this year?
Serbia, in Serbia, in Belgrade.
Serbia. I wonder what kind of barns are in Serbia.
Yeah, I heard a lot.
Like, do they have good arenas there or what? Have you been there?
I haven't been to Serbia before, no, but I heard a lot of good things, and Serbia is going to be the hosting team and one of the best teams, I think, there. And but we have also pretty good additions to our team, to our men's team, and the team will be, if everything's will work out, we will have like a totally different look from last year's team.
And you played last year, right?
I played last year, yes, but I didn't play.
You're just gonna coach now.
Yeah, I'm gonna just coach now. It's gonna be coaching my brother. It's gonna be fun story.
Hopefully he's not talking back to you, right?
He will. Come on, you know him.
Oh,
hopefully
no,
we don't. Hopefully we'll not have a fight at the bench.
For me, I think it's just so cool that like I know the captain and the coach of Team Israel in the World Championships, and I'm a huge fan. You know.
Yeah. It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun for sure. But
where's that one? That's in Serbia. So do you have training camp before that, or do you just show up and play?
We're planning a training camp, not a couple days, but still, like things are. We still don't really know if we can go because the IHF said the U20 can go definitely. The U18, I don't see any reasons why the other teams can't go, but it's still an issue. So we're still trying to figure it out. But I hope we can go. And for me, it's gonna be also a tough situation because like as a coach, it's something different, and I played with a lot of with all the guys. All the guys. Last year they were my teammates. Now I'm the coach, and both of the assistant coach who went with me to Bulgaria will be playing. The assistant coach from the U18 will be playing, but so it's going to be an adjustment for everybody. But we have the same goal, and
Your team,
I can be, I can be, like I can be tough too, That's what I gotta tell him.
Yeah. No, I know you would have your game face on when it's time. I know that.
My way or highway. Yeah. My way or highway.
But no, I know you. It's not just your way or the highway. No. You're willing to listen to other people and make the best decision for the team, right?
Yeah, and also I'm curious about having a beer with the players after the game, how that will gonna be, but
especially if they didn't play well. You're like, hey man.
Especially if they didn't play a lot,
Yeah. You're right though. It is a different relationship being a teammate and being a coach, right? Yeah, it doesn't have to be bad though. It's like back in the day when we were playing, man, there were coaches that really wouldn't get to know their players, didn't want to get to know their players, and they just used their players as they wanted, and they weren't your friend,
Yeah, I mean, you don't have to be friends, to be successful. Just everybody has to accept the role. But with the most guys, we are friends. But but I hope it doesn't like hockey-wise, it shouldn't get too personal, because
it's just you're just playing the game, yeah.
Yeah, I'll handle it for sure, and I know the guys are they're not kids anymore, and they will understand that, and we like I said, we will have the same goal.
Yeah. And
I hope
yeah,
everybody is
and
willing.
that's part of the coach is getting everybody to buy into that goal and want it for each other, right? No matter what the
Yes,
role is.
yes, of course, of course. But but the last year, as you're getting older, like everybody is kind of getting into coaching. If you like it yourself, you have like elder players. They are kind of coaches because they're helping you. They're like some of them are talking to you. Some of them are leading by example, but still, it's still coaching. And as you get older,
You just
you
naturally
become
get
kind
into
of
it.
coach.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. But in the end, on the other hand, it's also nice to have guys who were on the bench, who were in the position of coaching, so they should probably understand me, and they should provide the same things I want to provide for the team and
Yeah.
helping me out. So it's I'm
I totally agree though. Yeah, you need guys to have your back. And like it's funny, like you and your brother is like, yeah, you guys may get into it on the bench, but it's like I know he has your back and you have his back.
yeah,
I've witnessed that. But yeah, having been on the other side and being in this coaching thing, I don't know, it's weird. I see things differently now. It's like I see how guys take penalties and like what makes a penalty happen. It's like as soon as you're putting your hands up, as soon as you're putting your stick up, is when everybody sees it. And it's like when I was playing, I didn't notice it as much. And you see the game differently as a coach than when you were playing,
of course.
don't you?
Yeah, of course. I tell you even more. Like when you get, I mean, with the national team, it's something different, but it's also kind of like if you have had them like couple games, you you know before he even get the penalty, okay, he will get the penalty because you see him on the bench, you see
Yep.
his attitude, you
Yep.
see he was maybe he like had a hit against him, took a hit or something, and then it before he even knows it
Goes on
himself,
the
and then you
ice. Yeah.
yeah, yeah, and then you try to take it away. You bench him like for a shift, and then and then he's pissed on you, and then after the game, when you try to explain, he's going, no, 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 I was cool, I was totally calm down, nothing would have happened. And then you give him the chance the next game, and then you get him penalty, and then
Yeah. Oh yeah.
you
But it's true, and that it's the talking them down on the bench. It's like these
yeah,
kids in under 13. It's like you see hockey
yeah,
so clearly of exactly like what you're talking about.
yeah,
There'll be kids come off like, you see that number 10, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that, and it's like, no, you're not. You're gonna go
yeah,
out there and play hockey, and we're gonna win the game. And you're not going to worry about him because you're going to beat him, and it's like you have to try
yeah.
and talk them down before they go out there, or they are going to go out there and do it.
Yeah, for example, we were talking about Mike Levin, and the first game, not like it was the first game, and like I told, the equipment wasn't there, and all those stuff. And the first game, he had hard times to get into the game, and he at the bench he was complaining a lot,
Yeah.
and he was like, yeah, wrong line mates, this was, and all of a sudden, and I wasn't, I realized that, but I wasn't listening to that,
Yeah.
and there was one moment actually I'm like a calm guy. I'm like but one day I was just screaming at him in front of the whole team. I was like, oh, fuck yourself, you don't want to play, leave,
Yeah.
stop
Get on
complaining,
board or yeah.
yeah, show something, like you earned your spot, you do something, show why you're here. Then he went out, scored 2 goals.
Hmm.
And then I have to say, and I have to give him like big compliments for that, because like many players would
They could fold.
react. Many players would react different, but
Yes.
he came out. It was by the end of the second period. He came to me and to the other coaches and said, "Guys, sorry,
Yeah.
it was my bad." And then he apologized also, like in front of the team. So and that was for me like
That's a big moment
it's
for your
nature.
team.
It's nature. Like
It is.
it's for teams, and big compliments. But sometimes things happen. And for me, it was like actually I was shocked about myself because I usually never talk to players in that way. shocked about myself. And then I was thinking, okay, now there are like two possibilities. He'll show up,
Yeah.
or you can forget him.
Yeah. Yeah.
Or you
And
can,
it sounds like he wanted it and he
but
went
he
out.
showed up.
Yeah. That's huge.
Yeah, so
That's huge. That's
huge.
major. And I had like, now that we're talking coaching, I had a similar thing. It was yesterday. So coming out of our end, right at the blue line, so it was my son. Not that it matters. I just coach him like everybody else, but he turned it over at our blue line as a winger when he could have chipped it out. He could have skated around the guy, and it was a brutal turnover. And in between periods, I had to center him out in front of the team. I'm like, if we're going to win a championship this year, that can't happen. You cannot do that and us win games, because that has to get outside the blue line. It's like, and
Yeah.
after
No excuse.
after I said that, my savage, this kid is a savage. He works harder than anybody in any hockey league I've ever seen. And I always try to keep him in between the lines, because like he's a savage. And when I say that to Colby in front of the whole team, this kid steps up and says, I did it too, coach. And I was like,
Wow.
man, that's a team. That's a kid that gets it. And I mean, that you just stepped up for your teammate in front of everybody and said, I did that too. It's not just on you. And that's how your team gets better. It's like, yeah, we're all in this together. And yeah, we can't make those mistakes, right?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
That's a team. Yeah, and I'm proud of the guys. They did an excellent job, and I'm not only proud. I'm really happy for the guys, because we had also 5 or 6 guys. It was the last tournament on the in juniors, and I don't know if everybody of them or every single of them someday will play men's team.
Some
But
won't.
maybe so for maybe probably for some of them it was like last appearance on the international stage, and they were working like I told you, like they missed it last year, they missed it the year before, and like they finally did it, and
They did
I'm really happy for them, and they were like celebrating, and they were in that difficult situation, like in a political way, and in their home country. It was great, and then really like from the heart, it was like
the heart can I've noticed it lately doing this coaching thing, and then some of the things that have gone on with doing this is sometimes your heart can just not work right. Like it actually like isn't beaten right, because it's just too full, right?
Yes, and actually the last shift of the tournament, we put all of them on the ice, all the kids, so they could have like.
That's because you know how to hockey. You know how many coaches wouldn't think of that?
Yeah, I know. I mean, the guys were thinking of that too, but but we say, and they wanted it, and we had 6, because one of them also came for a change, so like everybody could have the experience, the last shift, and
It sounds like you're raising the kids right, and that they're all in it together.
Hope so. I'm trying.
Yeah, you do your best, forget the rest, right? That's what I would say.
Yeah.
Okay. I know you got to go play hockey. Not sure why you're doing that.
Having a couple of beers.
Yeah, with the hockey guys, I understand. Yeah, I do understand that. Is it a pretty good hockey then tonight, if you got all those hockey guys in that town?
Yeah, it's like for team 40 plus, 45 plus team, it's pretty good level. Yeah, Misha is going to show up too. Like couple, Brad is not coming anymore, Brad Burin, but they're also like former TL players, former national team players, national team captains also, and yeah, it's fun. It's actually fun.
That would be fun.
That's the main reason why I'm going.
Yeah, because it's fun, and that is why people play hockey. And you need to say hi to your brother for me. Okay.
I will.
Yes.
I will. It's a pleasure.
And I don't know. I got other notes, but I don't know if we really need to ask any of these. Curious question. What's the worst arena you've ever played or coached at?
Worst arena?
Like what was the one that
juniors?
Was like anywhere, anytime?
Worst arena?
Tough question, eh? How
Yeah,
about,
it is.
okay, instead of thinking about that one, how about the weirdest food in all the countries you've gone? What's the weirdest thing you've ate?
The weirdest thing was it was juniors. I can remember it wasn't training camp. It was Czech Republic, and we got that soup, and I don't even know what was it, but it was smelling, and I don't know even what was inside, but it was so weird. And they said it's all Czech. It's like all the Czech guys were eating that, and they said it's delicious. And but our whole team just like no, thank you.
Yeah, no more,
If you
please.
don't mind, if you don't mind. Yeah. We went after that. The whole team went to McDonald's. And
Oh man, yeah, it's neat traveling the world, being part of hockey, and it's neat you get to do it. Hopefully, everything sorts itself out, that when you guys are going to these countries, you guys can see the cities you're in and go do it, because that's the best part of hockey, is getting to see new things and meet new people. And that's what I love about this, man. Like, I really didn't know you until I start this, and now I'm the biggest Team Israel fan there is, you know?
yeah, and I hope through the podcast and through all this attention we got last week, I hope we can promote Team Israel and hockey in Israel, and we get more and more fans. Like more fans,
100%.
which is
Yeah.
which is also important. Not only fans, maybe also.
Oh dear, did he just cut out? Ego. He's coming back, folks. Look at this. He is coming back. Oh boy. Wait a second. No, it's muted. We better pause again.
Sorry.
We just resumed recording, folks. He cut out big time. But you were just talking about where we could take Israel hockey with the shed, and all the other attention you guys have got. Is like, I find it very neat how well you guys are doing, and I've seen hockey grow in the UK watching Team Great Britain. They win back-to-back golds. Now all of a sudden they're in the top group. And when I was over there playing, man, they were in like Division 1B, and I'm watching them muck it up with those teams, and it was good competition. And now they're playing against Canada and the USA and Russia, and it's like, you don't know where Israeli hockey can go, because you guys seem to just keep growing and growing.
Yes, a lot of work behind that, and I hope we can continue. And we have a lot of young players playing and getting the experience in overseas, like in Canada and the US and Europe, and bringing it back home. We have the summer league going on, the summer league is getting a lot of attention too. And yes, I would love to see Israeli hockey growing, and being a part of it is even more like good, nice adventure for me
Well, it
and
is,
fun.
and that it is fun, and fun is fun, and you and your brother are a big reason and why this is all happening. And you brought your experiences from Germany over there, and like you said, then you got the Levens bringing their experience from elsewhere, and it does take learning from other people how to hockey rate, you know?
Yes, of course, and also now with a lot of new guys from Russia and Ukraine are coming, also now in hockey very well from the other side. And anything is possible if you have to have the will to improve. You have to have the will to be getting better. You have to
Will and passion.
passion. Yeah, it was a passion, and as long as there are people who are having those both attitudes, anything is possible.
And you can continue to get better, and it's one brick at a time, right?
Yes, of course. We will do our best. We will do our best.
Well, and I'm awfully proud of you and your team, and that is why I wanted to chat with you so bad again. I know it's been short notice, but thanks for making the time, and you better go strap on the wheels, eh?
Yeah, I have to. I have to. Yeah.
Well, have fun, and if you notice any shed guys there, you let
Thank
me
you very
know who's the
much.
shed guy. Right?
Yeah, I will. I will. I will for sure. I will for
Well,
sure. Thank you very much for having me.
yes.
Thank you for supporting me. Thank you for following Team Israel. I was very happy to hear from you, and hope like 2 months, and we will get back here with a good result from the U18 Worlds, and then
Hey,
a month later
you
the
you
Men's.
exactly. You win another gold, big guy. You're gonna have to come to Shed because winning is fun, folks. And this has been another episode of Two Ales and Hockey Tales with Kazi and Wally. Go Team Israel.